Hey guys, welcome back. This is Bernardo from the BTNHD, and yes, I'm pretty excited because one, Lenovo is releasing a new model of the Cube, and they're actually adding the Cube inside the Legion lineup, which is awesome. Now, you probably noticed that I did do a review on the Y710, which was the original Cube that they released. And that was a monster, a beautiful design computer tower with the power to get you up and running to play a lot of video games. Don't get me wrong, it was running an i7 6th generation 6700 processor. Clock speed was around 3.40 gigahertz, which was awesome. Base model was 16 gigs and you could max it out to 32 gigs. Now this video is not about the 710. It's about Lenovo's Legion Y720 Cube. Yes, awesome, the 720 Cube. One of the cool things about this Cube is that it is running the latest processor. They hooked it up with an i7 7th generation 7700 processor, and the clock speed on that is about 3.60 gigahertz. If you go inside the BIOS system with the Y720, you could probably enable Tubro and get up to 4.20 gigahertz with clock speed, which is awesome. Now, the 720, just like the 710, is going to start with 16 gigs. They don't really advertise it on their site that you can max it out to 32 gigs, but you are able to max it out to 32 gigs of memory. Now, for storage, it's basically the same thing as its father, the 710. You're basically going to get up to 256 gig solid state drive or a 2 terabyte SATA drive with 5400 RPMs. You could get both of them combined, or you could get either or. So that's pretty cool. Now for the graphics card for the Y720, there's a lot of choices to pick from. You can get either a 1050 Ti, 1060, 1070, and they don't advertise it at their site, but you could actually get a 1080 hooked up inside the Y720. Now with the Y710, the highest AMD graphics card that you go up to on the 710 was the 460. On the 720, they kind of bumped it up, and now you could go up to an AMD RX 480, which is awesome. Power supply is the same. You're going to get a 450 watt power supply, which is enough to power your graphics card, plus that mini ATX motherboard, the memory, the LCD. You're basically going to have the same ports as the 710. The only difference is it depends on what graphics card that you got. That's going to be the difference between the ports that you're going to see at the back of the computer tower. You're still going to get multiple 3.0 USB ports, as well as multiple 2.0 USB ports, the HDMI, VGA, DVI. You're going to get all that basic stuff, as well as the audio interface that allows you to hook up your mic system and your audio system. You're still going to get that. It's the same thing as the 710, but the only thing that changes is it really depends on your graphics card, because the graphics cards sometimes come with multiple HDMIs or display ports, a VGA, and sometimes DVI. So that's going to change up when you're configuring it. I didn't really get a look on the motherboard on the Y720, because I know on the Y710 originally the motherboard was an Intel H170. So I'm assuming on the Y720 they changed up the motherboard to support the multiple graphics cards that they have. But most likely when it comes into the lab, I'm going to test that stuff out for you. And one cool thing that they added with the Y720 is they added a wireless controller button at the very bottom of the tower. This basically means that you could take advantage of your Xbox wireless controllers, which is awesome. If you guys have tuned into my live streams, I love using USB Xbox controllers because you plug it in, it's automatically set up, and it's a plug and play. It's cool. Now I could take advantage of my wireless controllers with the Y720. Overall, I am pretty excited about the Y720. Can't wait until it gets into the labs to do some testing. There's not really major upgrades from the Y710 to the Y720. You're going to get a big bump on the processor. You're going to get the latest 7th generation, which is awesome. Memory is still there. Graphics card kind of choices is the same as the 710, which is great. And another cool thing about the Y720 is the button underneath that allows you to sync up wireless Xbox controllers, which is awesome. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this rundown on Lenovo's Legion Y720 Cube. If you have any comments or concerns, leave them at the bottom, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.